Alright, welcome back everybody. Let's play Klonoa Empire of Dreams. So this may or may not be the last episode, probably the second last, but I don't really know how I'm going to split it up. Because we still have 3 levels left. We have EX1 and 2. EX1 is unlocked by simply completing the game, EX2 is unlocked by completing every single vision. Now there is still EX3 to go, but we have to complete both of these to unlock it, as well as collecting all the dream stones. Now, EX2 is, unfortunately, actually very long. I'd like to do EX1 and 3 before doing EX2 in its own episode, but that's not going to work out. So we'll see how things happen. Anyways, first off, let's go to EX1. Now I've noticed that it says it lists a best time. It's because it's basically just a little time trial. EX1 is just an easy, simple little do it as fast as you can type level. It's kind of like the loose tower in the newest Klonoa game, if you are familiar with that. Alright. Trying to speak and be quick is somewhat difficult. Anyways, kind of like Blue's Tower, but even easier. I thought Blue's Tower is exactly easy in the new Klonoa game, but it's not the most challenging of things either. Particularly if you've actually done all the mirror mode challenges, but that's irrelevant to this game. Of course, I am going to be picking up all the Dreamstones, since, as I just said, I don't like EX3 by picking up all the Dreamstones. Oh, come on, get the extra life. I'm not going for a good time here or anything, so whatever. You don't have to sacrifice that much time to get all the Dreamstones, but it probably will cut you back a little bit on your world record time, I'm sure. So, yeah, like this is a good example right here, this blue stone. That'll take away some time if you try to get it. Oh, come on. And random life. It's these extra stages that actually come into be why I have so many lives on my main file, as you might have seen in the first episode, which you may or may not remember. Oops. Pick up this one right here. And use that. Ah, come on! Oh dear. Well, you can do that, and then pick up the little floating thing again. This is why I say that you don't really want to go for all the dream zones if you're going for a good time. Of course, it's really easy to abuse the respawn mechanic of enemies in this game, how they respawn instantly and you can pick them up from their portals. Or if you're trying to platform by picking up moves, flying moves. This game is really lenient about that sort of thing. Platforming in this game by grabbing enemies and dumping them in midair is way easier than it is in the 3D games, as I've pointed out multiple times. And there we go. Not a long level. And nothing happens afterwards. Now you might notice this one doesn't have a timer on it. I'm not really too sure why, to be honest. But it doesn't. So this is the puzzle stage. This is the extra stage for people who like puzzles, basically. If you've been very fond of all these puzzle levels so far, you're going to be quite a fan of this. No, wait. Whoops. I didn't realize you actually had to blow something up in there. Now, I did actually run through this level earlier today as practice. Oh, there we go. Because we need this to actually get up here. Don't worry about getting those dreamstones later. Because this level took me a very, very long time to get through the first time. It's quite frustrating if you don't know what to do already. And even then, it takes way longer than you would think it would, because there aren't actually that many rooms. But this one room in particular is kind of complex, to say the least. I'm just gonna ignore everything for now and pick up what I need. So, on our to-do list is picking up some dreamstones, as well as getting the various keys. Oh, like, duh. I mean, did I just screw myself over right here? I did, didn't I? Darn it. Yeah, just because I went through this level earlier today doesn't mean I remember everything perfectly, to say the least. Because what you pretty much want to do is actually hit the button so that the box goes away up top, but then come back in here so you can actually bring this moo block up here to use. Now for the part I don't like. This part always takes a number of tries. So, you have to hit these 3 switches. And you don't have long to do so. And you all have really annoying flying platforms above them. Thankfully you have this little moo block right here. Moo box. And what you can do... Be really careful, by the way, there's a really small space in which you can actually jump in between these platforms. Although you're stuck in that space if you're holding a moose, never mind. But... what I usually do... No, not that. Damn it! See, if this moo box touches one of those platforms, or touches a button, and the button is pressed, regardless of whether or not you actually throw it at the button. So what you can do is, which side do I usually start on? I remember starting on the right side, but... I don't quite remember, actually. This always takes me a lot of tries to do. No. Yep, see, it's really hard to jump whenever you get into this little corner right here, because hitboxes for these falling platforms are better than you'd think. Oh. That probably could have worked, actually, if I hit the last button with my wind bullet. No, Klonoa, don't do that. What the... Why am I stuck? Oh my god. This is a tedious level, I will say in advance. I was kind of late for that now, but... it is a tedious level, as you may have noticed. And most parts aren't as tedious as this one, thankfully, but... this is just the second worst part of the level if you, don't already know what you're doing. Well, if you do already know what you're doing, this is the worst part, so no worries after this. I don't remember what platforms I hit in what order. No. The worst part is that you have to bring this platform back up every time you screw... this moo box back up every time you screw up. It would take a lot less time if it wasn't for that. No, don't... make the platform disappear. The reason I'm just sitting here silently so much is because I'm trying to think this out. What's annoying is when you actually throw the move down and it doesn't hit the button. You need to have precise aim. And I screwed up there anyways, but still. Do feel free to skip this, you're not really missing much. There we go. Right as I say that. But now, lastly, we have one more tedious thing to do in this little nook up at the top of the room, because why not? You need to throw this box into that hole. I don't know why developers decided that this was necessary to add this very, very precise throw that you have to redo every time you miss by bringing up the box all the way up here. Oh, come the hell on. It looks like you have a little bit of leeway, but I'm pretty sure you actually have 1 or 2 frames to do it. Well, not frames, but there are only like 1 or 2 little pixel areas in which... I'm making myself sound dumb, aren't I? I'm pretty sure it has to be pixel perfect in a literal sense, is what I'm saying. Or maybe just 1 pixel's worth of leeway. Either way, it's frustrating as hell. And somehow every single time I keep doing it too early, even when I try to do it later. Why are all these gears just standing out in the background? Thank you. You know what, I just jumped at that. I can't even speak coherently, I'm getting too bothered. Anyhow, so the hard part of this level's over. Since I actually know what to do from here. So, don't be bothered anymore. Oh no. Right, go in here without touching the gust of wind, and you can pick up your first of 3 little stars. And from here, there isn't actually much of anything you can do. So let's just go down the ladder. And yet another mixer room. First off, we're going to go left, which lets us pick up this key immediately. And we can't do anything else in here. Next, you can go right. What these little chains with hooks are doing here, I don't know. Okay, button, you can just decide to not be pressed like that, that's cool. Anyways, the secret to this puzzle is once again pulling a little move block out of nowhere. And yes, you can make this jump if you jump as late as possible. Anyways, so from here, the secret is to actually do that. So now what we can do is hit this button, hit that button, and then just the last one manually, if you don't just barely run out of time. Because for some reason, oh crap. This particular, in this particular area, for some reason, you can't hit the buttons unless you actually throw the move block, unlike the last room. I don't know why that's the case, it just happens to seem to be that way. At least it's much easier than the last time around. There we go. Pick up. the key, and I think that's the last of this room. Oh wait, no it is not. See? Now there's actually a little blue gem here that's really easy to miss. And it is collected through this move right here. Look on to the right. And there we go. Okay. I actually missed that the first time I played through this level. I spent like 10 minutes looking for it when I realized I was at the end of the level and didn't have anything. Or didn't have everything. And I already went left, so I'm just gonna go down now. These rooms like to change a lot when you enter them. It's kind of weird and disorienting. Anyways, here we are, back down here again. So now I can enter rooms, basically. You can also open this door. But that's not actually necessary just yet, so never mind that. Yes, that isn't fully necessary. I need to have not pressed this switch as well. Where's that little boomie gonna end up being? Hey, little boomie. Oh crap! Alright, so you saw earlier that there was a block up here that can be retracted. And yes, this boomie will only spawn if you stand like right here for some reason, I don't know why. But only if it comes into view will it spawn. But now let's just wait for it to go on its merry way all the way down here. You saw earlier that it has a very short fuse. So if you want it to go anywhere, you need to wait for it to get there yourself. You need to wait for it to get there by itself. Now, with this here... we can... bring ourselves to the next star. And we have Sandy missing one star, so let's go pick that one up. And yes, by the way, half of this level's dreamstones are actually in this one middle room. In that one big room. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Crap. Oh, come on! Every time I enter this room and try to make that jump, I never do. Anyways, can pick this up now. Oh, no. -3, so almost half of this level's gems or stones are in this one big room. Something closer to 2/5. Anyways. So, what we have to do now, that we, well, first we're gonna collect all the dreamstones, actually, so let's worry about that first, and then I can explain to you the weird stuff we have to do. The part that happens to be the most annoying part about this level if you don't already know what to do. Come on. Oops. Yeah, you can open that door from the corner, it's kind of weird. Alright, so with all the dreamstones collected, you saw what we have to do is we need to come over here with that boomie and break open that moo block. Now, of course, you saw how short a fuse this boomie has, so that means we need to get over here ourselves. Actually. So I'm just gonna make things easy for you. And I'm going to, do this quickly, when I actually know what to do. Just make sure the boomie isn't right here, is it? It's totally right there. Go away! Alright, Moo, your assistance is needed. Okay, so let's get up here and make the Boomy spawn while we have this block out. Let's run down here. Now that he's crossed. Hit this again. Hit this again, I said, so we can get up. Get this block. What we need to do is let the Boomy use this as a platform. Get across there. Let the Boomy turn around. And there we go. It's pretty simple, but it might take you a really long time to figure out like you did me. Or maybe you're just smart and it won't take a long time to figure out, I don't know. And I guess this will just be the last episode, because the last level doesn't warrant its own episode, even if it is going to take more than 4 minutes. But then again, I have something of a tradition of making my last episode of a Let's Play longer than normal, so... Let's go! EX3, now that we have collected every single Dream Stone in the game. This is another time level. You might be frightened by the fact that they give you 6 lives right off the friggin' bat. It's not that bad, but it's challenging, which is nice. A lot of Klonoa games seem to have this sort of challenge at some point or another that you can unlock, where you just time yourself going through a particularly hard level, which I like a lot. This level is the primary reason for me having a lot of lives in my main file. Can't do that already. There you go. You have that one little jump, it's a lot of fuss, I find. Oh. There's some interesting, somewhat creative challenges though you have to face in this level. I like a decent bit. What? No! What? What happened? Oh crap, come on. Yeah, if you have a lot of arts momentum when you throw an enemy, that'll do you a lot of good. And really, try not to die in a room, because rooms are kind of long, to put it simply. Sometimes they will be nice enough to actually give you a heart at the end of a room, but not usually. You probably hear my keyboard, actually. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know how well my headset picks that up. I know that my keyboard's built-in microphone picks it up wonderfully. Because who wouldn't need a microphone right inside their friggin' laptop, or right inside their keyboard, where lots of things are pressed and sounds are made. But anyways. So you see an interesting little concept right here, where you get an enemy locked in a up and down pattern. You jerk. And they make you hit that, and you have to go back up. That's nothing that rough. Now do note, though, that there's a second arrow on that last jump. And now you have to do that whole thing with the same thing with boomies, which is wonderful, because if a boomie touches you after it's thrown, it will hurt you. And then they take the whole throwing and picking back up thing to heart. I like having lives, so I'm just gonna pick up the lives. I'd imagine that your lives get maxed out at 99 in this game. There's some games where, interestingly enough, your lives get maxed out at a certain number, but you can actually hold more than that. It just doesn't display anymore. Like, I know there's one Spider-Man for the game for the GBA where your lives counter maxes out at 9. You can actually have something like 128 lives. This second part is the one that ticks me off because the arrows are further apart, so it's really easy to, come on. So it's really easy to throw the Moo in between. Thankfully you're not penalized, though, if you accidentally, touch the Moo. I'm just gonna jump down here, because there's actually no way to avoid the explosion from up there. If you have the health, if you have the health, you can just Iron Man it, but I do not have that health, so... Same deal here. Of course, there's no way to avoid that explosion from there. By the way, these spikes, or at least spikes you see later, I'm not sure if these ones are. At least some spikes in this level are instant death. Once again, another creative thing. You need to throw the boomy at the Moo, so it'll actually explode. Oh, come on. This one's kind of awkward, just because of the timing. Because when you're doing the, like, jump off an enemy animation, you can't actually, shoot a wind bullet. Usually. You just have to have good timing pressing the B button. Ah! I thought I usually throw it when it's at 3, maybe it's when it's at 2. I usually throw it. Yeah, I threw it when I was at 3 again, just because I was, like, getting scared that I'd blow myself up. Since I only have 1 health. Alright, no chickening out this time. Yeah, his short one hits too. This isn't a fun room to have to redo. Ah! Right as I say that. And no, your timer doesn't reset. I died in this room last time, too. It's kind of annoying. Come on! Go up. The sorts of things that happen when you get impatient. You just end up taking more time, it's quite frustrating to say the least. Oh, I took to... Oh, come on! One bullet, please. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know, it seems like you just have to press B at just the right time. Like, if you press it too late, you just won't shoot a wind bullet. You'd think it'd be if you press it too early, but apparently not. There we go. I like this one. This one's creative. You can pick up extra lives if you want, but I just think that's really creative right there. If you really feel like it, you can actually, like, do a lot of extra jumps. Do a lot of, like, double jumps off of this with a flying Moo to, get up top there. But it's really freaking hard, to say the least. So I don't recommend attempting such a thing. Oh, come on. So yeah, it's these big long spikes that are instant kill if you touch them. So now if we we fall, basically we're dead at this point, which is wonderful. What I recommend doing is, it does a few parts is that you see here, just squat, pick it up, jump off it, then glide, and pick it up again. And if you can, yay! And if you can, let go of the glide button right as you, get that little extra height. Upper zone jump is good. And yes, ta-da! We cleared all the visions. And that's all you get for completing the game entirely. But let's see that in normal looks. It looks almost exactly the same, but whatever. That's that. No fanfare really for completing the last of it, but hey, you get a little congratulatory acknowledgement, which I think is nice. I like this game. I mean, it's nothing great. It feels kind of mindless for most of it, because it's just so simple to run through, even if you're picking up every single Dreamstone. And I didn't remember any of the levels when I played through them in this entire playthrough, with the bare exceptions of the extra stages, because I rehearsed them earlier today. Mostly because of this one, because I don't want to take like an hour on this. I still kind of screwed up a lot, so But that is Klonoa Empire of Dreams. It doesn't have the best story, it's not terribly engaging, but it's just kind of fun. It's more of a time killer than anything, to be honest, or if you just really need a Klonoa fix. If you're just that much of a fan of the series and are willing to play anything that involves Klonoa. I personally much prefer the actual console games, all 2 of them, or 3 if you count both versions of the original Klonoa. So apparently Klonoa 2 Dream Champ Tournament is very similar to this game in its formula and everything. Not to confuse with Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil for the PS2. Dream Champ Tournament is for the GBA as well, so I will be playing that later. But I will be playing that after Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil, which I will be playing next. That's the next Klonoa I'm going to be playing. Which means I have to get started on actually playing that on my own beforehand quite soon. As in, like, finishing it this week. But anyways, that has been Let's Play Klonoa Empire of Dreams. I do hope you look forward to my other Let's Plays in the Klonoa series. I know I do. Because I do hope to Let's Play almost every game in the Klonoa series. With the sole exception of Moonlight Museum, because I did find a translation for it, or kind of a sucky translation, because the person who translated it in their own words cannot English well, but people don't really seem to like the game that much anyways, so I'm not going to show it off. If you want to know what it's like, you can just take a preview of it. But in terms of this actual Let's Play, I do look forward to playing Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. I'm quite fond of that game. But until then, this has been B Blocks playing some random GBA game that I don't think is particularly great, but still fun nonetheless. And to you, I say goodbye and good night. See you guys.